My name is Arin Lindauer, and you're listening to A Life Without Struggle. I'm a wife, a mother of 2 wonderful children, a 2-time best-selling author, and a highly driven and successful entrepreneur. In my 17-plus year career as a mindset and health expert, I know what holds women back from a life you only dream about. Whether you're a CEO, a businesswoman, or executive, I started this podcast because I have been where you are, and I know you want and deserve more out of your life. I believe women are limitless. We just get lost along the way. The process to get you there is the topic and purpose of this podcast. When you understand what you want, you can truly step into a life without struggle. Welcome, and I'm so thankful you're here. Welcome back to another episode of Life Without Struggle. My name is Arin Lindauer, and today's topic is the results you never knew were possible. So women dramatically underestimate what is possible for your body, or who you are as a person, your confidence, your life, this identity that we carry, because we operate, believe it or not, we operate out of fear. We operate out of a need for safety and that familiar space instead of truly expanding into this amazing woman you are called to be. So I want to talk about the truth about what women really want, okay? Because all y'all give me some safe number on the scale and you never fully go all in because you're scared. You've failed before. You give me a safe number on the scale all day long. You give me something that's more socially accepted, right? Like, oh, I'm never going to be, what I was in high school, or I'm never going to be what I was when I was married. And I kind of chuckle because I sit here and say, well, hey girl, like all good, you do your goal, but I actually am going to inspire you to what's actually possible. And maybe, just maybe, we're going to be better than what we were when we got married. Or maybe we're going to be better than what we were when we were in high school, right? I know myself personally, like leading up to our wedding day, like I, very much was getting after it, lifting, doing the things. And I remember one of my buddies saying when I was standing at the altar, he came up to me at the reception and he goes, Arin, I was sitting there chuckling to myself because I literally thought you were flexing at the altar. And he goes, no, now I just realized you're pretty ripped right now. And I was like, hell yes, exactly. But it was something that was really important to me. And obviously, being in this line of work, there's a certain look that I want to have. And I even kind of laugh now because I would tell you I would compete with what I looked like when I got married. And how cool is that? How cool is it to continue to challenge yourself here into our 40s and 50s and actually be in better shape than you were at what you quote unquote thought was your glory days? Now, listen, your goals are your goals, but I'm here to inspire you that when you tell me I'd be happy with losing 10 pounds, I just want to be better. I just want to feel better. I just want my clothes to fit better. Oh, Arin, I don't need anything crazy. But what if I really challenged you to say, hey, Arin, I want to be confident. I want to feel freedom to pick anything out of my closet. What if we just want to have energy? What if you just wanted to feel sexy, strong, confident? You want to feel alive all day, every day. And honestly, most women have forgotten. You've forgotten what's actually possible for you, okay? You're not dreaming anymore. And I know this because I've personally been there myself. But here's where you are dreaming. You're dreaming of a safe goal. Okay. Now, here's the deal. let's get you to safe goal. Cool? Okay. Let's get you to safe goal. And I love this. I love when women get in my program. And, I just had a client do this. She literally is not even 4 months into my program. She's literally down 20 pounds almost. And we already have had to set a new goal. She goes, well, I guess I was like definitely short selling myself. And I said to her, I go, hey, with all respect, you didn't feel like this was even possible to begin with, but you just didn't have the path. You didn't have the coaching and support. You didn't have the right strategy. So of course we set a goal that at that moment we didn't think was possible. And how cool is it now? How cool is it now that 3 months, almost 4 months in, you're setting a new goal? Can you imagine? I can. Because I do this, right? I do this day in and day out. This is my specialty. This is what I went to school for. Believe it or not, there is a degree in exercise science, formerly known as kinesiology. It is actually a pre-med degree. It's very science heavy driven, lots of physiology, biomechanics, physics of the body. Oh God, I took physics too. Oh, let me tell you this. So I took physics. It was literally one of the last classes that I took. So I had physics in my internship, which my internship was really cool because I got to work with athletes and, just wasn't really sure where I was going to go, where I was going to land. And I learned so much about performance, speed, agility. It was really, really fun. And then there was physics. Okay, so this is a complete side note that I'm going to tell you guys, but I took physics at night with a bunch of other exercise science students and pre-med students. So our physics was more medically driven, and our professor thought he was really cute. Okay, so he was not a full-time professor, and he was just coming in trying to show everybody who's boss. Okay, so we had a multiple choice physics exam. Now, for anyone that knows physics, that's not cool. Okay, we should be working a really long problem and working through it and applying all the things that we have learned, not a multiple choice test. Okay, that literally everyone failed. And I remember going to my advisor going, oh my God, am I going to graduate? Because you can't fail. You can't fail physics, okay? And he ended up getting fired and all of us got curved. And I think it's literally the only C I got, but I got a C in physics. But I was just like, this knucklehead. Okay, so anyways, but believe it or not, there's a lot of science in what we do and when you're a woman here in this menopausal space of life, and you're spinning your wheels, trying all these different meal plans, these diets, these workout plans, and you're not seeing results. I'm here to tell you it's not working with your body in this menopausal space of life where your body changed. Okay, your physiology has changed and we need to do things differently, but we also need to dream again. And here's what I know is most women talk themselves out of investing in yourself. Okay, and here's where I want to trigger you, because you'll invest in vacations, you'll invest in your kids, you'll invest in their sports, you'll invest in your home. You'll invest in everyone else. But when it comes to you, oh, no. Suddenly something's too expensive. It's not the right time. We're feeling selfish. We're feeling I should be able to figure this out on my own. But I'm going to call this out. Okay, you have a fear. You have a fear of failure. Here's a funny one. You have a fear of success. You have a fear of actually having to change. You have a fear of being seen. And you have a fear of becoming someone new. Most women are not afraid of wasting money. They're afraid of becoming different, becoming a new version of you. And this fear of change and expansion is what I want to dive deeper into, because this is really the sauce of what I want to speak about today. Is you say you want weight loss. You say you want this confidence. You want the transformation. But this is subconscious. You have a fear that you're going to outgrow relationships. You have a fear about actually changing. Oh, shoot, like I am going to have to eat differently. Well, what am I going to do when I go to my friends or the party or football or when I go on vacation or when, we're having people over at the pool? Like, what am I going to have to do? You're scared of being judged. Like, oh gosh, my friends are just going to call me skinny, or they're going to be like, what are you doing? Oh, you on that GLP-1? You're afraid you're going to stand out. You're afraid of having to maintain a new standard, because staying the same, this is what I'm going to call out, is staying the same feels familiar. Even when it's painful and you don't want it and you're frustrated every damn time you go to put clothes on, you got to put a bathing suit on, it's painful. And as you truly begin to change, you will notice that some people become uncomfortable because your growth reminds them where they're not growing. So this will check your friends. This will check your girlfriends. They will question, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? So you give me a safe goal. And I, as a coach and someone who's been in this space for 2 decades, I see what's possible. I see what's possible because I have now coached into the thousands of women, believe it or not, into the thousands. I have also done this powerful work on myself. I'm actually going back through this, doing this work on myself. Been working through this darn injury that I had. I subluxed a rib, probably 8-9 weeks now. And ladies, just to let you know, I am bench pressing 55 right now. I did the bar last week. I got 55 pounds on the bar, and it has been humbling. Just full disclosure, I was benching well over 100 and feeling pretty damn good about myself. But even myself, I have to go through this and work on these things. And as frustrating as it is, I put a bathing suit on this last weekend and I was like, oh, dang, did I really let myself go this much? And I mean, it's what happens. It can happen in an injury. And I'd love to say I'm immune, but I'm not. And I've punched my body fat up, not, anywhere where I was, but I've let myself get a little bit, softer than what I was. But in respect, I was working through an injury, and not that you can't eat well when you're working through something, but full disclosure, I've been eating the things and it's all good. I've atrophied, lost some muscle mass, but even myself, I know what to do, and I had to turn it back on. And, I'm really excited to okay, do not take this for granted is really what my lesson is my lesson is, sometimes shit happens. Okay. And you work through a darn injury and it happens. I'm happy to report that I have worked through probably 2 things in my lifetime. And that, that's pretty darn good. And things do happen because I was like, what did I do wrong? And I didn't do anything wrong. It just was a really crummy position when I was setting a weight down. And this is where you have to respect the weights, especially when you are lifting heavier. And this has been a very humbling reminder of myself. But I also am very trained and very skilled to say, hey girl, we can turn it back on. Okay, so full disclosure, let myself get up to 18-19% body fat, where I really, really like to hang out around 15% body fat. Okay, so still incredible numbers by most people's standards. And I only share that because I have raised my standard when it comes to my health, my body, aesthetically, how it looks, and it's a good thing. So I want to call out the safe number and tell you what is possible for your body. When you say you just want to lose 10, 15 pounds, when you say, I just want to fit in my clothes again, and internally, I know what you're thinking. You have no idea what's possible for you. This is not just a physical transformation. This is an emotional, mental, energetic transformation, because most women really underestimate their body's ability to change. Like, you don't actually think your results are possible until all of a sudden you get in a program like mine and you're just like, I never thought I could do this. And then voila, we're seeing new numbers. And it's pretty cool, guys. Like, I know I spew all this stuff all the time, but I really want to inspire you that there's more out there for you. We got to get you to this first place. And here's where, if you're fighting weight loss tooth and nail, okay, maybe you're in my program and you're not seeing it move the way you want to move. I'm here to tell you, stop fighting it. Okay. This takes getting a little uncomfortable, a little bit longer than we really want to, but man, I will tell you, being on the other side feels so incredibly good all day, every day, because you really underestimate your body's ability to change, how much inflammation you're actually carrying and what you're actually doing is causing the inflammation. See, we run labs, and it's really important to understand what's going on under the hood, but so many women want to blame what's going on with their hormones, whatever, inflammation. And what are we doing about it? I see women day in and day out, very wired but tired, very inflamed. They're pushing their adrenals. You're stressed beyond stressed. But what's causing it? We are. Okay? Life. The things that we're actually in control of, maybe not so in control of, but we're actually in control of. And so when you're fighting your body and your body feels puffy, inflamed, bloated, when hormones are not exactly where they should be, when we're, wired but tired, our adrenals are shot, whose fault? Who do we have to blame? There's not a pill, okay, to fix all of that. There's no, you get no stress today pill. I wish, that'd be cool. But there is no pill for that. But there is a lifestyle, a mindset, an energy, an identity around being stressed all the time. Now, listen, some of you guys, hands down, you're going through some tough stuff, and I do not want to discount anything that anyone's going through. Okay, we've had a fair amount of stress personally, and I get it, but I also decided a long time ago that I am not going to wear stress like a badge of honor, because it doesn't serve me. Telling people I'm so stressed out, I'm so tired, I'm so whatever, does not serve anyone. It doesn't solve it either. It doesn't make me feel better. Okay? I'm allowed to be frustrated. I'm allowed to, dissect things and design what I want to be done differently. Okay? But if you're constantly blaming and underestimating and saying you can't lose weight, listen, it's not real. You give me your safe goal, and I see your potential all day, every day. And so here's what I'm going to coach and teach you now, is you have to go all in. The difference between women who see good results and who don't are the women who just go all in. You stop being one toe in, one toe out. How can I perfectly get my macros and I got 150, by God, I'm going to go get me my 150 calories. Okay, I know you guys are out there because I see you. I see all my macro counters, and I am here to kill the macro counting one person at a time. I'm saying this in love and respect. Macro counting absolutely is important. There's rhyme and reason around it. But some of you guys who are dying on the vine for your 1,600 calories and I got 150 left. I'm going to go find that in the cabinet. Listen, let that go. If you had a solid breakfast, a solid lunch, a solid dinner, and you feel good and you haven't hit your macros, your calories, let it go. Okay, cool. We're just in a little bit deeper of a calorie deficit. And here's what I'm going to tell you. There's about a 20% swing. So when you're dabbling, you're half trying, you're collecting information. I have women get on calls with me considering or looking at my coaching program, and sometimes they have no clue the call that they actually booked. And I get that. I got to do a better job of helping you better understand. Here's what I do. But if you're coming on a call with me to collect information, That's not what a call with me is about. A call with me is for me to understand where you at, what is going on in your life, and then leading you through a powerful conversation to make a decision. Is this the right program for me? Can I help her achieve the result that she wants? And believe it or not, there are some women I do say, hey, listen, my program is not a good fit for you. Can you believe that? Right? So when you decide to go all in and you make a commitment, I want you to understand that weight loss can be easy and effortless. I know those words don't always go together, and that's, what I teach, but this is never going to be convenient. Okay. There's not even a full guarantee around it. You got to actually do the work, but you're going to do this because your life matters. Your health matters. You matter. Your life will change the moment you stop negotiating with your potential. And this is something where I want to call out that there's a ripple effect to losing weight and getting in really killer shape. Okay, so when you think this journey is just about losing weight, looking better, fitting in clothes, you're missing a big point. Okay, everyone around you is going to feel your transformation. You have a new aura that gives off. I had a client say this to me today. She said, I have random people telling me at the gas station, filling up my car, that I look pretty. And I go, well, because you do. But she said, I have a different feeling right now. And I said, yeah, you're stepping into a new identity and you're giving off this new energy, this new vibration. Because the ripple effect you don't realize, by you taking care of yourself, even if you're not at your goal weight, you're going to give off this new vibe of a woman who's in control, a woman who is not wearing her stress like a badge of honor. You're going to have an energy about you, a confidence about you, patience, believe it or not. You're going to have a new standard. And this is the leader that you are. Okay, your kids are going to start seeing a stronger mom. Oh my God. Your husband is going to see a more alive, confident wife who maybe initiates things a little bit more. Your friends see your possibility. They're going to encourage you more to do the things that you really want to do. Your workplace is going to see your confidence. You're going to speak up more. You're going to share your ideas because you're powerful, you're strong, you're confident. When you heal, when a woman heals, she elevates and expands in all directions, and everything around you is going to get better. But here's a trade-off, okay? Are you ready for this? Sometimes this journey will feel lonely. You're going to feel like nobody else around you gets it, okay? You're going to feel like nobody else's standards are the same. Why would you want to order pizza again? Damn it. Because who doesn't love pizza? But you're going to have different conversations, okay? And not everyone's going to be on board with you. It's okay. You level up, other people will come, but don't expect them to come at the same pace. This can always be tricky with husbands and wives, okay? Because as you're getting healthier and stronger and feeling better, husbands and, I don't love this, but they can say, don't get too skinny. And all that is a reflection of their confidence. Okay. Like, because he doesn't even mean that you're looking too skinny. He's afraid that you're doing something that's going to make him feel bad about himself. And that's a tough one. We can navigate that. Okay. But growth often requires outgrowing what felt normal. Okay? So here's what's actually possible. You have confidence that you never knew existed. You may feel confident now. Okay. And I love that. I love when women feel confident at any space. But you're going to have a different level of feeling sexy. Okay? And that is a powerful thing for women. when we feel good in our own skin, when we take care of ourselves differently, you're just going to tick at a different frequency. You're going to have peace around your food, your energy, freedom. You're going to feel a freedom. And you will realize how capable you are. You're more capable than you believed was possible. The greatest transformation is realizing you were actually never stuck. You just were limited by what you thought was possible. So I know you're listening to this and you're feeling like, man, I've been playing small. You've been talking yourself out of it. Okay, you've been settling. You've been playing safe. So I want you to understand that, yeah, this happens. It happens to the best of us. But it's okay to understand that there are results that you never knew were possible. And it's okay to hire a competent coach who understands how to get you there. And here's what I will tell you is, yes, it's an investment all day, every day. Okay. There's an investment to be had because when you have an energy exchange, you're going to view this a little bit differently. You're going to think differently about your food. You know, I always found it interesting when we had our in-person personal training facility. And anytime someone said, gosh, your personal training is expensive. And I'm like, expensive compared to what? Like the $9 gym membership down the road? Like, not the same. Like you have someone coaching you side by side, checking your form, writing your workouts. And then we went to the extents of doing nutrition and accountability, years before, that was even cool to do because we understood that you can't just work out and expect to see results. You actually have to do all of these things. So when you look at a program and you say, gosh, that's expensive. Expensive compared to what? ChatGPT? Well, of course. But ChatGPT is not going to hold you accountable. ChatGPT is not going to say, hey, girl, you're eating too much processed food. This is never going to get you where you want to go. ChatGPT is not going to call you out on your bullshit. Okay. Right. Now, that's in love and respect, but it's because you had this exchange and because you have a coach who cares so much about you that you see these results, even if it means we have to have an uncomfortable conversation. Now, I'm probably freaking most of you guys out right now, and that's okay. But I just want you to understand what is possible for yourself, because even myself, I set very, very small goals. Okay. I remember telling myself, if I just get to 123 pounds. Now, for anyone out there, I am a shorty. And so my numbers are my numbers. But when I got there, I was sitting at 20% body fat. Now, for a lot of people, 20% body fat is a fantastic place to be. For a lot of women, it actually is. For myself, it just didn't look the way I wanted to look. And so I had to get very, very unattached with, number one, the scale. And then number two, for the look that I wanted. Now, I wanted to be probably more jacked than most women, and most women don't use those words, but like there was a next level of tone that I wanted for myself, and it required me to get to 15% body fat. And that's where personally I felt really alive. And so, here I've punched myself up to that like 18, 19%, which is still a fantastic place to be. It's still very healthy. But I know for myself personally and the level in which I want to operate and tick, I got to get back there. And it's not going to take me very long. And that's the cool thing about this. But quit playing small. I can only say this because I personally was doing this myself, but I didn't realize what was possible until I was just kind of looking at my numbers, looking in the mirror. And, I was having a candid conversation with my husband who, happens to do this stuff as well and, runs our business with me. And he was like, you just got to hang on a little bit longer and go a little bit deeper. And I'm like, oh, thanks, coach. So consider, what have you not considered? What have you not considered that when you consider it, it truly is going to unlock a new level for you? What if you walked in your closet and literally everything looked banging? What if you put on the bathing suit this summer, whether it was a 2-piece, tankini, 1-piece, but you freaking rocked it and you felt on fire? What if you initiated sex more with your husband because you just feel good? Can you imagine? And so if you're out there struggling and not knowing what to do, you're feeling like you need some help, book a call with me, hit me up on any socials, and let's change your flippin' life. Everyone thinks this is about weight loss, hormones, whatever, and it is. But it's really about the woman that you're going to become. I'm going to stretch you and grow you. That's what I do. I'm a leader. I have a standard, and I want that for you. And I know that that is possible, and it's actually not hard. Okay, none of this is hard. Anything that I ask you to do is everything that I do personally. So let's make this easy and effortless and get you some banging results. All right, take care.